Chosen one, stop what you are doing. This message was not placed on my heart for everyone. It was placed there for the specific person who would find this video today. If you are here, this has your name on it. And if you leave before sign 8, you will miss the part of this message that God has been trying to reach you with for a very long time. I know what has been done to you. Not the surface version, the real version. The betrayal that came from someone you trusted completely. The lies that were spoken about you when you were not in the room. The credit that was taken for things you built. The doors that were closed against you by people who felt threatened by what you carry. The silent injustices that you never told anyone about because there were no words adequate enough to explain what they actually cost. God saw every single one of those moments. He held every one of your tears. He recorded every injustice. And today, He sent me to tell you that His response has already started. Here are the 8 signs it is already in motion. Type Amen in the comments right now if you are ready to receive what God prepared in response to what you went through. Sign 1. The people who hurt you are losing the peace they stole from you. The first sign is happening in the lives of the people who wronged you. While you have been rebuilding, quietly, faithfully, without announcing your progress, something has been shifting in the lives of the ones who thought they got away with what they did to you. They have not been at peace. The thing they took from you, the opportunity, the relationship, the season, the credit, has not given them what they expected it to give. Because things that are taken through dishonesty carry a weight that the person who took them was not prepared to hold. You did not have to do anything. You did not have to fight back, expose them, or even pray for their downfall. God, who saw what they did, has been handling it in ways that are far more precise than anything you could have arranged. I do not need you to fight battles I already won on your behalf. I need you to keep walking forward while I handle what was done to you. Justice is not delayed when it is in my hands. It is being delivered at exactly the right moment for maximum impact. Type God saw it in the comments. He did not miss a single thing that was done to you. Sign 2. What was taken from you is being returned in a greater form. I need to talk to you about what was taken. The opportunity that was blocked. The relationship that was destroyed by someone else's lies. The season that was stolen before it could fully unfold. The version of your life that was disrupted by someone else's choices. God has made a decision about every single one of those losses. They are being returned, not in the same form they left in a greater form. What was stolen from you in bronze will be returned in gold. What was broken through someone else's hands will be rebuilt through your own becoming, stronger, more precisely yours, more aligned with who you actually are than what was taken ever was. The restoration has already begun. You simply cannot see all of it yet. But it is coming, and it is better than what left. What I restore supernaturally, not equal to what was lost, greater than what was lost. I do not do simple replacement. I do upgrade. What returns to you in this season will make the loss look like it was always a rerouting toward something better. Sign 3. Doors that were closed against you are opening from the other side. There are doors in your life that were not closed because you were not good enough. They were closed because someone with the wrong motives used their influence to shut them. And you accepted those closings as final, as evidence of your limitations, as God saying no when it was actually a person saying no, a person who did not have the authority they pretended to have. God is opening those doors from the other side. Not all at once, not with a dramatic announcement, quietly, precisely, in the way that only heaven can arrange, where suddenly the person who blocked the door is no longer in a position to block it, where suddenly the timing that was wrong is now exactly right, where suddenly what felt permanently closed simply opens. Watch for it, it is already happening. Type open doors in the comments. The doors closed against you are coming open. Receive that today. Sign 4. The truth about you is coming out without you having to speak it. You spent a long time defending yourself, explaining, clarifying, trying to correct the narrative that was being built about you by people who had decided what they wanted to believe regardless of the facts. And at some point, exhausted and out of words, you stopped defending and went quiet. That was the right move. Because the truth does not need you to defend it. It defends itself. And God, who saw every lie that was spoken about you, every context that was stripped, every misrepresentation that was allowed to stand, is now bringing the truth forward. Not through your voice, through circumstances, through the natural exposure that happens when people who built their image on deception are required to maintain it under increasing pressure. The truth about you is coming out, and you will not have to say a single word. I am the God who exposes. What was done in secret will be revealed in light. What was whispered against you will be spoken openly in your favor. I did not let the lie stand forever. I let it stand long enough to show the chosen one that their worth does not depend on other people's version of their story. Sign 5. God is repositioning you in front of the right people. The wrong people had access to you for too long. People who did not understand what you carried, who used your loyalty against you, who kept you in spaces too small for what you were becoming because your presence in those spaces served their purposes. God is repositioning you, moving you, sometimes uncomfortably, sometimes through loss, into proximity with the people who were actually assigned to this chapter of your life. People who can see what you carry and know its value, who will celebrate what others dismissed, who will open doors with their influence rather than close them, who are so specifically right for where you are going that when you meet them, you will wonder why it took so long. It took this long because you had to become who you are now first. And you are now. Type repositioned in the comments. You are being moved into position. Trust the process. Sign 6. Your enemies are becoming witnesses to your elevation. The people who watched your struggle and assumed it was permanent are about to be required to watch something else entirely. Your elevation. Not because you fought back. Not because you proved them wrong in any of the ways you imagined proving them wrong. Because God, who saw what they did, has decided that the best response to every person who dismissed you is your life. Your risen, elevated, completely transformed life. And the specific cruelty of divine justice is that the people who worked hardest to keep you down will have the best view of how far up you go. They wanted to be the ones who defined the ceiling of your life. Instead, they are about to become the witnesses of a life that had no ceiling at all. I do not take you higher to make them feel worse. I take you higher because that is where you were always supposed to be. The fact that they can see it from where they are standing, that is simply grace. The same grace I showed you, I show to everyone. But your elevation is not about them. It is about you finally standing in what was always yours. Sign 7. The waiting is ending, the delivery is arriving. You have been waiting for a very long time. Not passively, actively maintaining faith, doing the inner work, holding the vision through seasons that offered no visible confirmation that the vision was real. The waiting is ending. Not because you finally waited long enough to deserve it. Because the universe, which has been assembling the delivery in the invisible since the moment you placed the intention, has completed the preparation. What is coming is not a reward for patience. It is a completion of a process that was always going to arrive at this exact moment. The waiting was the preparation of the vessel. The delivery requires a version of you that could only be built by going through exactly what you went through. You are that version now. The delivery is arriving. Type delivery arriving in the comments. The waiting is ending. The delivery is on its way. Receive it. Sign 8, you found this video today. And the 8th sign, the final one, the one that contains everything. You found this video today. You did not find it by accident. God, who has been watching your entire journey, who saw what was done to you, who recorded every injustice, who held every tear, placed this message in your path today because today is the day you needed to hear that his response has already started. He needed you to know before the visible evidence arrives, so that when doors begin opening, when truth begins coming out, when the restoration begins showing its face, you will recognize it. You will not be too surprised to receive it. You will not second guess it. You will know exactly what it is, because you received the 8 signs today. And you knew in the deepest part of you that every single one was true. You found this today because I arranged for you to find it. Every detail of how this message reached you was orchestrated, because I needed you to know that I saw what they did, that I have been responding since before you knew a response was coming, and that what I am releasing into your life in this season, because of your faithfulness, because of your endurance, because of every moment you chose to keep going when leaving was available, is more than anything you had the faith to ask for. I always build bigger than my chosen ones expect, because they always believe less about themselves than I believe about them. God saw what they did to you, and his response has already started. Type 8 signs received in the comments. God saw it all. His response has started. You received the confirmation today. Say this with me out loud. God saw what they did to me, and he has been responding since before I knew a response was coming. What was taken from me is being returned in a greater form. The doors closed against me are opening from the other side. The truth about me is coming out without me having to speak it. I am being repositioned in front of the right people. My enemies are becoming witnesses to my elevation. The waiting is ending. The delivery is arriving. And I found this today, which means God placed it in my path, which means his response is already here. What they did to you did not go unnoticed. What is coming for you will not go unexplained. God saw it all, and he responds to every chosen one who stayed faithful through injustice. You stayed faithful. Watch what he does now. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed to know that God saw what was done to you, please share it with one chosen one who is still carrying the weight of an injustice they have never seen answered. They need to know that God's response is already in motion. If you are ready to go deeper, to take everything God has been building in you through this season and turn it into a daily practice, I created a 21-day Chosen One activation program. Daily affirmations, journal prompts, and messages from the universe for every day of your journey. The link is in the description. Subscribe for a new message every morning. I will see you tomorrow. God saw what they did. His response has already started. Stay ready to receive it.